It's 5:30. You just got off work. You're tired, and you're just done for the day. And now here comes the daily question. What am I making for dinner? So you open the fridge. Nothing looks good. You can't think of any ideas. Nothing's coming to you at all. And you don't really want takeout again. But you also don't want to stand there trying to reinvent a meal from scratch. You just look into your fridge and freezer, hoping to God an idea is going to come at you. So what do? I wanted to show you that visualization, right? Because we've all felt that way, right? Where we go home, we're like, oh, fuck. I've had a day. Now I got to fill my belly, got to eat something. What do I make for dinner? We all have that. We all know that feeling, right? We're all very familiar with that feeling and what it feels like. And it could have just happened yesterday, no judgment. Why that happens is because, like we've had a day at work, right? Like our brain is overstimulated. There's not a lot of like decision power left over. So it's just even like sometimes deciding what to cook can feel like you're climbing a mountain, or even like deciding what to cook is actually harder than actually making the meal itself, right? Like it's overstimulated. I think a lot of the time we think the problem is that we don't have like the recipes, right, to make something, and that's not the problem, because it's like we all have those like we all have those folders in our phones or the computer of like bookmarks of recipes. We have plenty of recipes, right? That's not the problem. The problem is making a decision not from a place of awareness. So let me explain what that is. So today, I want to show you how I decide, what to make, leading from my energy and what my capacity is for that moment, for that day, to actually makes that decision more easy. So we all have enough recipes, right? So the problem is trying to make another decision from a place of exhaustion and overstimulation versus awareness, right? Aware of like how you're feeling, what you're in the mood for, and not letting the recipe lead you. It's rather you leading from you, and then you decide what to cook. And that alone is a powerful shift. But the more you get to practice that muscle per se, the easier, deciding what to cook will be moving forward. So the first thing I don't do is lead from recipes. Okay? So instead of asking, oh, what should I eat? I ask, how do I feel right now? What am I in the mood for? You know what I mean? And so it's because it's like you're actually, and asking yourself these questions, you're actually leading from your energy, right? You lead from you first. And instead of like your ideal self, this is where like, if you're into meal planning, like, there's meals, like shortcut meals I have in the freezer, and some days I'm not in the mood to eat them. Even though it's like an easier option, it's still nutritious. But then at the end of the meal, you're like, oh, well, at least I ate. We don't feel satisfied, right? Like there's a disconnect there, and that's what that disconnect is because you didn't lead from your energy first, right? Meal prepping, it can serve you. It can help you on like days you really just need to put something in there, and there's no judgment. But it's really about leading from your energy. So making that decision of what to cook is easier for you. Instead of like you saw me looking in the fridge, hoping an answer, a meal would scream at me, knowing what to make, you ask yourself, what actually sounds good to eat right now? Is it tacos? Is it pizza? Is it something? Or is it like a combination? Like I created this kitchen compass for you. I use it on a day-to-day basis, but it's designed to help you again, lead from your mood, right? There's 4 moods I put in there, right? There's fresh and bright, something easy, light, and fresh, obviously. And then there is bold and playful. So something a little bit more punchy, little bit more flavorful forward for you to enjoy. And then there's comfort and cozy. Again, you've had a day, you just need a warm hug from your food. We totally get that. We totally honor that. And then there's days where it's like chopped home kitchen edition, right? Where you're like, I have a lot of produce or food that's gonna go bad and I need to use it soon. So it's just like you can get in that mood too, right? And there's different moods for that, where it's like, okay, I just want to make something quick. And then you ask yourself, I'm like, okay, am I in the mood to make a 10-minute meal? Or am I in the mood to go like full on chopped TV show mode and have 45 minutes to cook something for myself? So, and then it's great when you have that level of awareness with yourself, because the shame doesn't come. The judgment doesn't come after that, because you actually gave yourself the space to be honest with yourself and what your energy is. What is your capacity in this moment? Anytime you're looking to cook or feed yourself, what is your capacity? And every time you honor that, you get to hold space for yourself and actually honor yourself. And when you do that, judgment doesn't happen. Like shame, like, oh, I had this, I should have eaten this. Or, oh, why am I so lazy, blah, blah. But because you lead from your energy, you actually make food that actually align with you. And so when you eat your meal, you actually feel more satisfied in that way. And that gets juicy. And that's, I say, I say it gets juicy because I'm so used to people eating food. Are like, yeah, it's food. But then when you have those moments, you're like, this is exactly what I wanted to eat right now. It's very satisfying. It's very rewarding. And to give yourself that gift is even more powerful and amazing. And I'm holding space for you in that moment, because it is something else when you have that moment, but even more so when you have that moment all the time, because you're connected, right? Because you checked in with yourself. It's the yummy bits. It's the yummy bits. Tonight, I'm going to treat myself. It's been a while. I haven't made this recipe in a long time. Shout out to Jamie Oliver. Love you, man. I'm going to make Harissa chicken with like some roasted veggies that I have in the background of kale. Decided to do something different. Kale, garbanzo beans, tomatoes, and a red onion, because you can't go wrong, right? Because I was like, when I was asking myself, I was like, oh, what do I want to eat? What sounds good to me? And I was like, oh, you know what I haven't had in a while? Harissa chicken. And it's like, cooking is all about adapting, right? So I got the spicy one because the grocery store is they only have the spicy one. So I know I can adapt that to my way and puree it with some regular roasted peppers that, again, balance out the spiciness for me. But it's great because it's like the purpose of this is to cook something I'm excited to eat, right? That I know is going to taste good, but I also am curious of like, how's my adaptation of this cooking method going to go? And like, using different vegetables and seeing how that goes. And then I've done this technique of cooking before, where it's like, sorry for clang. I've done I've only done this in like an actual roasting pan, but I don't have one of those. So I'm doing a cookie pan with a grate over it. So you put like the vegetables in here, and then you put your chicken on top, and then it leaks down, but it doesn't steam per se, so you can get like even cooking around. And then your vegetables get all that like juiciness of the chicken and flavor. Either way, I'm excited to, again, adapt to what I've been craving, but then you get to play with it, right? Then you get to adapt with like what you actually have on hand for like equipment and ingredients. And it's great because it's like, okay, only have to chop up a few things. Everything cooks in here. It's minimal cleanup for me that matches my energy and my rhythm. And that's what this whole thing is about. Like, it's not going to be impressive. It's not going to be like a 5-star James Beard award winner. Like, that's not the vibe, all right? I just want to feed myself with something I'm excited to eat, right? I was craving something like kind of bold, and I was like, oh, Harissa's bold. But then I also remember that I have leftover tzatziki sauce, and I was like, that always goes well with chicken. And then tomatoes and kale, I could easily make something like Greek oriented with that. And I was like, Or I could have gone like comfort and cozy, because I could have easily made like Southwest beef quesadillas with like a simple salad, because I have some like iceberg to use up. And I haven't had quesadillas in a while, so I got to use up those flatbreads. So it's just like, there's a lot of options, right? And I got to remind you, okay, that there's no wrong answers. Okay? There's no wrong answers. Sometimes at the end of the day, you just feeding yourself with like a 90-second rice with like some sort of like frozen protein and like the optional vegetable. Like, sometimes you just need to eat something. That alone is enough. Okay? Like, there's no wrong answer. You don't have to have like this to have a meal. Sometimes it is just, I actually fed myself today. And that alone is enough. So allow that to be enough. Okay? Like, letting dinner, whatever that looks like in that moment and whatever it turns out, let that be enough. Okay? There's no judgment here. Okay? Don't invite judgment into your plate, because it doesn't taste good. Okay? And you don't deserve that, sweetheart. Okay? And honestly, like, this is exactly why I created the kitchen compass. Because deciding what you want to cook should not be the hardest part of your day. Okay? And it helps you choose based on your mood, your energy, and what your real capacity is in that moment. Not some like perfect version of it, or, oh, I should be the person who should want to eat what I meal prep 2 days ago. You know, like, you try to force yourself into a box and you're not a box. I'm all for like low energy. Like, I can do a quick little prep. Like, this could be for me. Okay, for me. A quick little prep, and then I'm going to put it in the pan, and I'm going to be like, boop, oven, and then soon I'm going to set the timer, and then dinner's going to be ready. Excited. And so if low energy meals and dinners are your thing, I did create like a sheet pan dinner cheat code where it has like, you can have like different combinations of dinners just on a sheet pan. Again, even like things you can take from your freezer, put them together in a sheet pan, and you pop them in the oven. I created that also for you because it's weekdays, right? Or even weekends. I work on the weekend. So I need something, quick and easy. Something like, not like tolerable, but like doable, right? So you can just like, I just want dinner. I just want something easy. Put in the sheet pan, put in the oven, and then soon in like 20 minutes, you're going to have dinner. And that is so amazing. And I love to give that opportunity for people because it is possible for you, okay? Because sometimes the best answer is really one pan and done, right? And honestly, remember, like, allow that to be more than enough. So link is in the description below to grab our kitchen compass. So tonight, I invite you to, instead of asking yourself what you think you should make, ask yourself, what actually sounds good for me right now? And allow your energy and your capacity of the now to lead you in the right direction.